Hello, welcome to this update for Oceania and some parts of the Indian Ocean. So we have this disturbance there now off of northwestern Australia with a medium chance of formation already there, and we do have some models here showing it developing there, but you're supposed to head away from land there. You just like go away and curve south later, but in terms of impacts, the main impacts are being felt right now in terms of rainfall because there's a lot of heavy rain associated with those areas of northwestern Australia. So through today, Saturday, and still Sunday, tomorrow shows more heavy rains, some areas of northwestern Australia. So it goes, and by Monday it goes away. Still a storm or two there, but it goes away and curves south there. But down the road it curves, and yeah, nothing that crazy. So be aware. Now the Canadian ensembles shows, but this is the 91S. There's 90S and the 91S because they are two separate disturbances, but they are practically the same area there. But they might eventually condense into one, into 90S most likely, because it's the bigger one. So now let's see. The GFS shows 90S curving west and then south there, not supposed to make landfall. But down the road it does show the remnants of this probably near southwestern Australia as a cold front or something, but most likely by that time you have diminished into almost nothing. But we'll keep watching it. So let's see what the models show. Where's here Australia? So this the GFS, it shows the system there now. It goes and it strengthens this a lot to 959 cycle. There would be a very big cycle here. So Indian Ocean shows 959, and then it curves south and goes away there. So there'll be a very big cyclone, but luckily not making landfall. The European is a little bit weaker, just goes there to 981 and then curves kind of south. There's the Canadian goes there, so it's not as strong as the GFS, but does show a cyclone there. Then right after that has another disturbance south of Indonesia, forming to a smaller cyclone there, more compact and strong. So there's the Navgen too, shows it forms there right on the coast of northwestern Australia. So this is still bringing and will continue bringing until the 20th some very heavy rains those areas. So be careful. And the Navgen's like 971 cycle, a little bit big, stronger. So it goes there and curves. So the icon too shows like if it tries to form there and goes to 957, just like the GFS. That this is even 2 millibars stronger than the GFS. So this has the possibility of becoming very strong as these two models are showing, but it will likely just go away and not make landfall if it gets that strong. But we'll keep watching it. And down the road, the GFS is showing some more disturbances, the central southern Indian Ocean, and especially like by February 2nd, it has one disturbance near Mauritius, another one this Central Indian Ocean, another one near Indonesia. So this like a lot of days out, or 2 weeks out or something, but we'll just keep monitoring another disturbance near the Maldives on the 24th, more heavy rain. And what happened here? Here, Jesus, where's the Indian Ocean? Sorry, but there's the the European shoe. So where is the 0Z? So shows the cyclone there, and the 0Z European was a little bit stronger, like 978. So down the road, the European does try to form a very wide tropical cyclone, probably not kind of tropical because the shape of this doesn't look very compact, but does try to form something near Mozambique, and try to form another one in the Central Indian Ocean on the 28th, and then it goes there, and some more disturbances to watch later. And it does have this bigger cyclone there, just south of Mozambique on the 31st. So we'll watch it. There's the Canadian shows there. The disturbance near Mozambique, still like on the 22nd, potential disturbance there. Then it does form the other cyclone just south of Indonesia near Australia, and later just some other disturbances there to watch, but it doesn't have anything that concerning. So let's look at this rainfall totals here in Australia in the next 5 days. So it does have the European right on the coast there of northwestern Australia, some 145 millimeters, and this mainly next 2 days, because later the cyclone will leave to the open ocean. So just in the next 2 days shows 136 millimeters, 138 shows more there, some areas like to 154. So stay safe in those areas this rain. There might be some flooding too because all that rain in just 2 days from those downpours might be problematic. So stay safe there and be careful. And also further north, still some downpours there, and like there's the GFS shows less than the European, but does show some 74 millimeters, some 55, some 78, and let's see, the axis shows more rain in the ocean than on land. It only shows on the coast, which is kind of weird, but it does show there right on the coast, like 234 millimeters, 143, some other spots to like 211. So be aware, those areas like 198 millimeters. So be careful the coast of Western Australia. And there's the icon too that does the same thing, shows more in the ocean, and show like 220, some spots there like 226. So please stay safe those areas. Those downpours 194, 217 millimeters. So stay safe there. And the far north shows some downpours still, but nothing crazy. More storms in northern Queensland maybe. And now for like, let's see, but just in the next 1 day and 3 hours, the high resolution model does have like there's many scattered downpours in some spots there, especially like northwestern Australia. It's like 133 millimeters just in the next day because of some downpours. So this high resolution model shows more precise information where those the magnitude of those downpours and where they might occur. So be aware those areas. And now let's see, they have for Queensland too a few storms in central to northwestern Queensland, and but they don't have it for northwestern Australia. But there in southwestern Australia, the European has this band of rain there in the next 1 day and 2 hours, like at 19 millimeters. The European has there, and the high resolution model has 102. So you can see the difference. So be aware those areas and be careful if in those areas this model has 102. Imagine there on the coast, so the European has 102 there on the coast. I bet the high resolution model who would have some like close to 200 or even more, but they don't have the model there. Just this one, this model is the same, not high resolution, but it's the same type as the other model does. So like 166 to 200 in some spots. So stay safe and be careful with flooding and everything. And still, just in the next day or so, shows in New South Wales some 126 millimeters, some areas there, and like 167, and there were already some big storms yesterday there, so some severe storms in New South Wales, so it still shows some more storms there throughout today, Saturday, so stay safe. And what just happened here, it doesn't move here, so be careful those areas. And why is this not working? Good. And the European just has like 36 millimeters, 34, and this one has like some spots to 116 millimeters, so be aware. Now there's this high resolution one that shows a similar thing to like 128 in some areas, so still be careful. New South Wales there, especially those areas eastern New South Wales, and be careful because those storms might be severe, like the ones that happened yesterday with hail and strong winds and everything. So be aware those areas and stay safe. Now for some wind gusts, this system still forming there, but it shows they're forming some spots in Western Australia that shows slightly higher gusts in some spots there because of this system forming. And also on the west coast of Australia there, near the coast, and some other spots in southern Australia, some 76 km per gusts, some other spots like some 78. So be aware. Now into Sunday, does show some higher gusts across northwestern Australia, some spots there, 77 to 79. So be aware, be careful. Some strong winds, those downpours, and some blowing dust in the desert, and it goes there, shows like some more higher gusts to spots in northwestern Australia on Sunday to Monday, and it goes and does shows like late Sunday into Monday, just north of Exmouth, close to 91 km per gust, and some 82 km per gust in Exmouth. So be aware those areas, and it goes away there. So be careful. There's the GFS 2 shows slightly higher some spots south central Australia there right now, and it goes and it shows those high gusts on the coast there, northwestern Australia for Saturday, especially into Sunday, as this forms better there. So Sunday shows those high gusts, the GFS like 101 km per gust in Exmouth because the GFS has a stronger system, and it goes there. So yeah, and then it goes away there. Vale. So let's see. Vou ficar. So let's see. Sorry about that. So here, and now the icon too. Why is this not working? I think my finger's wet or something. Nothing's working here. Wait, just 1 second. So, sorry about that. It stopped working. Now, let's see if it works because it's still very strange. So now there's the icon shows. So now it goes there, shows those similar thing there. Those higher gusts, sunspots of Western Australia, not high but above, like above normal gusts. Then the cyclones from there expects some rougher surf, some larger waves, those areas. It goes, and then the arc is like all the way to 106 km per gust. Some spots in Western Australia 107, like 97. So be careful if you are in those areas there. Know those areas of northwestern Western Australia, some downed trees and power lines, and some blowing dust. So be careful. The wind there into Sunday, still into Monday. The icon's like 108 km per gust in Exmouth because the icon also has a tremendous cyclone, not like the European that's weaker. But momentarily, the icon is like 114 km per gust in Exmouth. So I would consider that a possibility too, because if the cyclone strengthens rapidly, it could produce some very high gusts there. So be careful in those areas. The wind and rains, especially the winds and everything, and some high surf. So be careful. The excess also shows those high gusts along the coast. It goes, and it does have like 107 km per gust in Exmouth on the 19th. So be aware those areas. It goes and like goes away there. So stay safe. I think the most dangerous threat is flooding, especially those coastal spots there, flooding and high winds. Even though the cycle will be offshore, it will still cause those impacts. So stay safe. Now, for the rest of Australia, I told you about the storms in Queens, in New South Wales, and northern Queensland, but still the Europeans some are across eastern Queensland and northern Queensland, especially some more downpours, and northern territory, and that rain in the next day or so through some parts of Western Australia, and there's some slight showers in the south there, and Tasmania shows a shower through the next 5 days. And now some longer term shows quiet across Central Australia, more storms on the east, and very some heavy tropical moisture down in the north. This like 13 days out it's too much, because the information changes all the time. But just to give you a general idea of how it might be, so be aware those areas. There's this where is it? This high resolution model shows the storms there. So it already shows those storms in New South Wales, and later this afternoon shows some more intense storms there. So these ones, there could be some storms severe. So check the links in the description. They have the warnings there, and stay safe and stay tuned to the local weather forecast and what's happening in the moment there. So you stay safe from those storms. Be careful with lightning too, especially at the beach, and some high winds and hail. So now for some more wind stuff here. shows some higher gusts right now, some spots of southern Australia, and also Queensland, not Queensland, New South Wales, because of that disturbance there. That's causing the severe storms. So there's some gusts there. Shows some higher gusts today across New South Wales, and these are just the wind gust by itself. It's not the wind gust caused by the thunderstorms. If there is any severe storms, it might produce winds higher than this. So keep that in mind. And there's like this high resolution model that shows some gusts, some localized spots in New South Wales to 101 km per gust in some spots. So be careful those winds there throughout today, Saturday, especially this afternoon, and it goes there Western Australia too. And does show sometimes slightly breezier for southern Australia, the 21st, maybe windier on the 22nd, some spots in central, eastern, southeastern Australia, and especially near some spots western Australia, possibly on the 23rd, and some spots central, southern Australia, and it goes there, shows a little bit higher gusts, southeastern most Australia, the 24th, and potentially some very high gusts Tasmania on the 25th, and yeah, and potentially the 26th on more spots Western Australia, and more later. So be aware those areas. Now, if there's the GFS shows us a slightly different scenario, but it's a similar thing there. So be careful to those areas. Now, New Zealand will have some systems there, more rain in New Zealand, so it shows some showers in the south there, New Zealand, and some storms in the north. On the 19th, Sundays, some storms there, but especially like into Monday, the 20th, the European has some stronger storms there into northern New Zealand, even places like Auckland and other areas too. So be aware there. Monday night into Tuesday, this is almost Tuesday, they're like the middle of the night, so shows there this goes by Tuesday afternoon. There already shows more storms, many spots of the Northern Island, a shower too in the South Island, but those storms there in the Northern Island. So it goes, and still some showers on the 23rd, more rain in the South Island there, and goes away. But the Europeans now showing like some very heavy rain on the 24th, the South Island, some spots there because of another system. So be aware, goes there, and shows another system again on the 27th, and so it goes, and yet again another system the 29th in the South Island. So we'll keep monitoring that, and the European does have some bigger storms on the east of Australia on the 30th, but that's too far out, and we don't know anything because it changes a lot. So let's see, there's the GFS shows at those storms New Zealand on Monday to Tuesday, so be careful. There's some of this might be intense in some areas, so it goes, and more storms Tuesday, and there's the axis, so shows there goes, so Sundays few showers in some spots, and then Monday shows those storms there, those whites are like very heavy rain possible, so it goes there, and so be careful those areas. Monday into Tuesday there, New Zealand, it goes, and like, yeah, so be careful. And now there's the icon too, shows similar thing there, goes, and like So Sunday, a few showers right in New Zealand, and shows there into Monday some very intense storms there in some areas. Be careful in Auckland and other areas throughout the Northern Island. And into Tuesday, still some storms into Tuesday. So be careful. And the accumulations there, uh, it, it, it differs depending on the model, but there's the icon shows some 125 millimeters some spots there, in Auckland some 80 millimeters, some 93 millimeters, some 100. So be careful with flooding those areas too, especially if those storms dump a lot of rain in a short amount of time. Be careful with flooding, and shows more there those areas, and some showers the south, a thunderstorm or two. And now there's the GFS shows much less, like some 41 millimeters, some 42, some 68. The GFS shows more further north. There's some 94 millimeters, some 88. So be aware. And there's the access to the access had like 110 millimeters in Auckland. This would potentially cause some more dangerous flooding and more impacts there. And some areas very close to Auckland, like 123, shows more than like 218 in the north there, 262 in the many towns there, over 220, 251, 198. So stay safe from those storms there. Monday and Tuesday, the 20th and 21st of January. So stay safe. There's the Europeans is right in the middle. So like some 62 in Auckland, some other areas to 96, 98, close to 101. Some spots there, some more in the north too. So stay safe in those areas there. And now further south, the European does have some showers, a thunderstorm or two in the south there as well, and those storms throughout the North Island. But if I extend this to like the 29th, it shows some ridiculous high accumulations in the areas of the South Island because of those systems, like 368 next 12 days, 366, show like 343, 198. So be aware those areas, this possibility. The GFS is much less. It's kind of optimistic on this rainfall, but it does show a lot in some areas too. And the icon barely anything, because the icon only goes out until the 24th. So be careful those areas and be aware there. And the rest of Oceania has finally calmed down a little bit, but still some passing showers and storms in many areas there. So next 5 days does show some passing showers, Samoa, some areas there to 26 millimeters. This might be like in the form of a thunderstorm or two, and some areas further north, some 62 millimeters. Fiji shows a storm or two there, and some showers, some 44, 51 millimeters, but nothing that crazy. Shows some more storms in New Caledonia, some 63 millimeters in some areas there. And let's see here, like Tonga, some areas, some 11 millimeters, 12. The Cook Islands shows nothing crazy, just some 36 millimeters, some 27, 13 millimeters, some 28 millimeters in Papeete, with some more showers throughout French Polynesia, but nothing that crazy. So be aware those areas there, but nothing crazy. But just like I showed in Australia, the high resolution model that shows more precise downpours. So usually these global models show in general here like in a spot at like 25 millimeters. If I was to put a high resolution model in that same spot, it will likely show a lot more than 25 millimeters. So just be aware of that. That if a very strong storm passes over you, more rain than it's showing here might fall. But sometimes the forecast changes and even less rain might fall. So it depends on the forecast and the conditions too. But just be aware. Now for some areas like the Solomon Islands, there's a lot of tropical moisture lingering around there, like some 60 millimeters, some spots just 74, some 64, and even some spots to like some 74, and in Papua New Guinea especially, central areas to 136, 146, 124. So be careful there, those downpours, and be aware those areas. Now there's the GFS too. Why does it go back to 1 day here? So shows some storms in New Caledonia, some spots there, some 55 millimeters, some showers in Fiji, some spots there to 43 millimeters, some showers from French Polynesia, those areas, a few thunderstorms, some showers in Papeete too, some 40 millimeters, and the Cook Islands and southernmost French Polynesia that shows some more storms too, some showers, but just around some 25, 23 millimeters, nothing crazy. And some islands there like Hungaroa 267 because some cold fronts, and Adamstown just 4 millimeters, and yeah, so be aware in those areas. There's the icon too, shows a similar thing. The icon has kind of a moisture surge in the coral sea there, and then it does have some of these bringing some storms to New Caledonia. So especially northern New Caledonia next 5 days, and some storms in other areas there, especially more moisture in the on the Cook Islands and some spots there, and yeah, some showers in French Polynesia and those areas. So be aware, but nothing crazy as of now. And long range does show very high moisture and rain around Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, the Coral Sea, but that's far out. But the South Pacific Convergence Zone that brought that crazy rain to Samoa and everything, that's gone for now. It might happen later this season again, but be aware that those areas, the temperatures in New Zealand are fine, nothing crazy, a little bit less at night, some areas 12, 13, 11 degrees, 20, and during the day to like some 24 degrees, 25, some spots except the mountains, and it goes there. Some nights a little bit colder, the mountains, and some days a little bit warmer too, especially some valleys there to like some 26 degrees, and some 20 degrees in Auckland, and in the south somewhere to 24 degrees. And here so shows there some nights a little bit cooler, and you generally remain kind of like this each day a little bit different, but no major changes. So some 25, 26 degrees in spots there, and yeah, just some days shows the northern island, some spots to like some 27 degrees, some spots there, and yeah, so those areas, and yeah, some days the mountains so nice to 4 to 3 degrees, especially during the middle of the night, some 2 degrees, some mountains there, but kind of like that, nothing that crazy. So be aware. Now for wind, I expect those storms on Monday to bring some more wind because of that extratropical cycle there. So shows there some Hargus because of that system. It goes there. So Sunday shows slightly Hargus, some spots northern New Zealand. It goes there. Shows like some 72 km per hour, but Monday those storms there shows all the some 84 km per hour, some 82, some 85, some 71 in Auckland. So be aware those areas, and if I was to be using if I were to use a high resolution model here, it could show some high gust, and especially if those thunderstorms have high wind in them, it could produce some higher gusts to those areas. So be aware of that too, and stay safe. Now it goes there, shows shows it calming down on the 22nd, and potentially be higher gusts on the south, the 23rd. It goes there, shows those insane systems there. On the west coast, the South Island, some higher gusts on the 24th. It goes, shows some very high wind to those mountains there, the 25th, more there too. Shows goes still some high gusts there, that the mountains, the South Island, some spots the North Island, and now the European, the 27th, some crazy insane system like over 133 km per hour. Those mountains, this a little bit far out, some 10 days out or something, but it's worth monitoring. It still might change, but we better keep an eye on it. And it goes away there, and on the 29th shows another system, so we'll keep an eye on this, but be aware those areas. Now the temperatures in Australia still very hot, especially in the afternoon. Some spots this afternoon like will be close to 45 degrees, and some spots just like 40 degrees. Queensland, Northern Territory, New South Wales, some spots in Victoria. So be aware, especially ahead of this cold front, more heat there, and then it goes, and like some spots at night a little bit cooler, especially Victoria, New South Wales, those mountains, and it goes, and Sunday still shows like some 44 degrees there in the desert, some 44, some spots on the west to 44, 43. So be careful with that heat still. So 41 degrees, some 39 degrees, so some 43 goes there, and yeah, still like on the 20th shows some 44 degrees, some wait, here's in South Australia some 42 already, some spots in New South Wales some 41, on the East Coast just in the 20s there, but nothing crazy. Some spots to 30 like Canberra, Melbourne to 31. Northernmost Victoria shows to 41 degrees, so some spots there, and especially Northern Territory some 42, and Perth is now showing 43 degrees in Perth on the 20th. So be careful the heat there. So it goes there and still shows on the 21st some 41 degrees in Perth and some 41, 42 in many spots of interior New South Wales, Queensland too, around South Australia shows more. In the north just some tropical temperatures but still hot. So be aware those areas shows like Tuesday this goes. Now it's getting now it's starting to show a very big cross-country heat wave around some 43 degrees Queensland, some 45 South Australia, not to 47 degrees Western Australia. Let's see if there's anyone here. Shows some towns to 46 degrees, some 47, 44. So there's still some days out, but it's worth monitoring because 47 degrees is no joke. It can be dangerous, very dangerous. So be aware. Now the 23rd is showing some 46 degrees still, all the way to 47 Western Queensland, 45 shows spots Western Australia to 46, 46 to 45, Northern New South Wales to 43. So stay safe in those areas. The 24th still showing Western Australia to 46 degrees some spots, and if you check in this valley is closer to 47 degrees, 46, many towns there like to 45, 43 degrees, 44 degrees. So please stay safe from this heat because it can cause some heat related illness and it's dangerous. So stay safe. Show still on the 25th, some 38 degrees in Perth, and areas very close in inland, some 46 degrees, some 45 degrees, 44. So stay safe in those areas, and later still shows heat there, like especially the 28th, so 46 degrees, some spots still even to 48 degrees in the desert. That's so hot. The 28th so hot and so dangerous. So and that's still like some 10 days out, but we'll keep watching because these models update every single day, many times per day, so there's still a lot of time. But please be careful in the short term, especially those temperatures there. Let's see if the GFS has anything interesting. So it shows there like this afternoon, Saturday some 43 degrees in spots, some 41, as Sunday shows not that much of a difference, but it does show some spots to 42 degrees, some others to 41 degrees, and for Monday, so the GFS not showing as hot as the European, but it's also showing some 44 degrees in some spots, the deserts some 43, so stay safe in those areas. So 40, some 39, and it does show the 21st some 43 degrees, some 42, and does show the 22nd some 44 degrees, Northern New South Wales and Queensland some 43, 44, some spots there in the Western Australia to 44 degrees, but the European had almost 47 degrees and the GFS just around 44. But the GFS on the 23rd does have some 47 in some spots of Western Australia there, so that's tremendously hot. So please be aware those areas, and the icon has a similar thing too. It depends on the model, but most are showing similar things. So there's the actual 45 degrees some spots and even on the coast there to 44 degrees. So stay safe. It goes the 20th, the 21st, still hot, especially the 22nd to 45 degrees, and stay safe in those areas. Less hot in the south some days there, but uh, be aware some 44 degrees, so stay safe there. Now for just a very quick recap for those rains and storms and everything for the tropics. So still shows those heavy tropical downpours throughout the Indonesia, spots of Southeast Asia, those areas, especially like Western Guinea, some spots of Papua New Guinea, and Central Indonesia, Malaysia especially, shows those heavy storms, and it goes there, and you just kind of continue like this, just some heavy rain. So that was the eye connection. So now the GFS is some bursts of very heavy rain in some spots, so it's a little bit different. Shows like southwestern Indonesia, some spots there's some bursts of very heavy rain. Some spots the western Pacific too, near Micronesia, southern Malaysia, and yeah, and and the models just have like more rounds of heavy rain passing by nearly every day throughout most of Indonesia, and those areas. There's the European now still shows some storms, northern Philippines, some showers there, but the main action is Indonesia and Malaysia, especially central Malaysia. Those areas there, some in Brunei as well, Brunei, and it does show some more shower activities, southern Philippines, some storms too, and it goes there, and just more showers and storms. So be aware. In India, Sri Lanka, those areas shows some heavier showers in Sri Lanka still, and it goes like some of the Maldives, those passing showers and storms from time to time, but nothing that crazy, but just some passing storms there, and gotta be careful too. And Madagascar, still some storms in Madagascar, so, around the Seychelles, those passing showers and storms, many days there, and just around Mozambique and Madagascar, shows more heavy showers and storms in Mozambique. Those areas will most likely make more detailed videos for Southern Africa, uh, but just to show you now that there will still be a lot of heavy rain near Madagascar, Mozambique, most likely. So be careful. Now the rainfall totals in Indonesia, in those areas, the models are calling for some very abundant heavy rainfall in those areas, especially central Malaysia, some 144 millimeters, 96 millimeters, 122 throughout central Indonesia and Malaysia. Some spots with those downpours might get closer to 123 and locally higher, because those tropical downpours are very sporadic and can form at any place and leave a lot of rain, and even more than it's showing here, as you saw with the high resolution models example. So be aware those areas. Now in Java shows a lot too, especially some southwestern spots, and throughout those islands of southern Indonesia, some spots there shows some very heavy downpours. So be aware, central Indonesia, those downpours to Western Guinea, those areas there. So stay safe. A lot of moisture, the Western Pacific. Micronesia doesn't show that much, but does show some there too. But especially now it's like Lelus, so higher Toros, and some other spots there. But not that much because some islands are just north of the intertropical convergence zone. So be aware those areas. Southern India still has a storm or two, and especially some heavy rain in Sri Lanka. The possibility of some flooding still, of the 255 meters next 5 days, and especially Indonesia, those areas with all this abundant rain. Be careful with flooding. Never let your guard down. So be aware, the GFS is just those areas of weird bursts of rainfall, like and Malaysia, Indonesia to like 302 millimeters next 5 days, Malaysia to 286. So these updates a lot. It might show a slightly different area in a day or so, but it's generally near those areas there. Shows in Singapore still the GFS like 129, in some areas just south of that, like some islands further south, it's only to 433 millimeters. So please be mindful those areas too. Basically all of Indonesia, because these downpours are very sporadic. So be careful. Some areas to central, southern Indonesia, and the GFS a lot in Sri Lanka, especially southeastern Sri Lanka, still some in southern India, and the Seychelles, the GFS like 104 millimeters next 5 days of Victoria. So it's in the case some more heavier showers and storms passing by. So be careful. Madagascar too, central southern Madagascar to eastern Mozambique, and the European does have a lot in Madagascar, many spots in red there to 120, 113, those downpours, and some of them can be strong and cause more flooding danger. This is central Mozambique as well, even some spots to 200 possibly there. The European does have 113, the Seychelles to 121, so stay safe there in those areas too. Just some passing showers, Mauritius and Reunion, nothing crazy, but be aware, a shower or two. And now there's the icon too, shows those heavier showers and storms in Indonesia, Malaysia, and more spots there. So stay safe. There's the axis too. The axis tends to show this very big areas of rainfall, like a lot of accumulation in Malaysia, Indonesia, all the to 319. The X is slightly higher resolution than the other models, so this might be true there. So just be careful those tropical downpours with Papua New Guinea to Indonesia. So stay safe in those areas, and yeah, be careful those tropical downpours and everything. For example, the satellite here shows the storm near Australia, and more sporadic downpours there. So stay safe in those areas, and we'll keep monitoring everything for some future updates.